Welcome to the Mitcham History Notes YouTube channel. Today's video in the Lost Pubs series, we look at the Gorringe Park Hotel at 29 London Road, SW17 9JR, just south of Tooting Railway Station and on the corner of Grenfell Road. This 1975 photo is by Eric Montague, reproduced by kind permission of the Merton Historical Society. You can see the Tooting Railway Station on the left, the public conveniences, and between them and the pub are three shops with a pair of windows above each. Let's compare this photo with one I took on the 13th of March 2025, a day before the premises were to reopen as an Indian restaurant, part of the Roohin chain. Tuning station on the left, and those loos have been replaced by flats. This side entrance filled in, and the tiles have been painted over in grey. The pub sign, now showing a big letter R for Roohin, still has Wells and Company above it. This referred to the brewer Charles Wells of Bedford, who, in 2006, had taken over brewing of Young's beer after the closure of their brewery in Wandsworth. Young's initially had a joint venture with Wells for brewing, but shortly afterwards sold off their share. Basically, although that company is still called Young and Company Brewery plc, it no longer brews any beer and has become a pub management company. Also, as Charles Wells was bought by Marston's, who are now owned by Carlsberg, brewing of Young's beer is now at their Wolverhampton brewery, hence Young's beer is actually now brewed by Carlsberg. But when did Charles Wells the brewer buy the Gorringe Park Hotel from Young's? Well, I'm not sure exactly, but these screenshots of Google Street Views over time gives us clues. This one from September 2008 shows it still to be Young's with the large letter G on the pub sign. It has dropped the hotel from its name to be simply called Gorringe Park, and the tiles were painted over as well. The next street view is 4 years on, in 2012, and the Young signage is gone. 2 years after that, in 2014, the Charles Wells name is there. The tiles have been repainted a lighter green, and that side entrance is now blocked off. But what do we know about the pub's earlier history? Well, I turned to Helen Osborne's book, In and Around London, A History of Young's Pubs, in which she writes, "It was probably built in the 1870s and got its name from the Gorringe Park estate, previously called the Big Inn Grove, one of several large estates that was broken up at the end of the 19th century for house building." This 1865 Ordnance Survey map shows the Big Inn Farm, and if we zoom in, the area where the building is today, we can see a wooded area. Although intriguingly, there is a PH on the map in amongst those trees. Next to it, though, is 3 foot. So it's more likely to be an RH, meaning root of hedge, rather than a PH. There is another 3 foot RH on this map on the left. The 1903 licensed victualers records show that it wasn't licensed before 1869, and so the construction date of 1870s is looking to be correct. Helen goes on to say that it was first leased by Young's in 1892, and here's an OS map from 1894 showing the PH marked on the corner with the 3 other buildings that have shops on the ground floor, with flats above. The 1898 street directory shows that this block was called Gorringe Park Terrace, and that the shops were Arthur Davis, a cycle maker, at number 1, Felix Ledger at number 2, it doesn't say what his shop was, William White Coffee Rooms at number 3, with Charles Arthur Codlin as the licensee at the Gorringe Park Hotel at number 4. Helen tells us that the pub was rebuilt in 1901 in its present style, with many internal changes over the years. In the 1950s and 1960s, it had a music hall featuring Peter Sellers, Danny Kaye and Boris Karloff, and many more. Despite its SW17 postcode and often being referred to as being in Tooting, the Gorringe Park Hotel was in Mitcham. This walled boundary map shows the boundary as following the River Graveney at this point. For licensing purposes, it was in Mitcham, and one Sunday night back in the 1970s, I left the pub at 10:30 PM closing time, walked over the bridge, and hence over the boundary, to drink at the Railway Bell, which was in Tooting. That closed at 11 PM on the Sunday. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, please tap that like button and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Bye for now.